Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the English Marathon.
I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Maya. Today is day 5 of our 500-day journey. Today, we're talking about the art of networking.
Oof, networking. Just saying the word makes some people want to hide under their desks, doesn't it? It sounds so corporate and stiff.
It certainly can feel that way, Maya, but at its core, networking is just the act of building professional relationships. It's not about using people. It's about creating a community.
Exactly. I used to think networking was just standing in a room with a cold cup of coffee, wearing an itchy suit, and handing out business cards like they were flyers for a pizza shop.
That's a very vivid and slightly tragic image. But you're right, that's the old school version. Today, we're going to discuss how to do it naturally, especially if English isn't your first language.
I'm excited. I've got some stories about my early networking fails that I think our listeners will really relate to. Plus, we'll talk about how to break the ice without sounding like a robot.
So, Maya, let's start with the why. Why is networking so crucial for career growth? In my experience, most jobs aren't actually found on job boards. They're found through the hidden job market.
100%. It's all about who knows you and, more importantly, who trusts you. Think about it. If you're a manager and you need a new designer, are you going to look at 500 random resumes online? Or are you going to ask your friend, hey, do you know any good designers?
Precisely. It's about social capital. But for many English learners, the challenge isn't just knowing why to network, but how to start the conversation. There's a fear of saying the wrong thing or not being formal enough.
I think people overthink the formality. Honestly, Alex, some of the best professional connections I've made started with a conversation about the terrible catering at a conference or a shared interest in a specific podcast.
That's a great point. We call those icebreakers. However, even in a casual setting, you still need to be able to articulate what you do. Have you ever heard of the elevator pitch?
Oh, definitely. The idea is that you should be able to explain who you are and what you do in the time it takes to ride an elevator, about 30 to 60 seconds. But Alex, doesn't that feel a bit scripted?
It can feel scripted if you memorize it word for word. The goal is to have a structured way to talk about your value. For example, instead of saying, I am an accountant, you could say, I help small businesses manage their taxes so they can focus on growing their brand.
I love that. It focuses on the result rather than just the title. It invites the other person to ask, oh, how do you do that?
Exactly. Now, let's talk about the digital side, LinkedIn. For many, this is where the marathon of networking actually happens. Maya, you're very active on social platforms. What's your take on cold messaging someone?
Ooh, cold messaging. That's when you message someone you don't know at all. My rule is never ask for a favor in the first message. It's like asking someone to marry you on the first date.
A very wise analogy. So, what's the alternative?
Lead with curiosity. Ask them about an article they wrote or mention that you admire the work their company is doing. People love talking about themselves. If you show genuine interest, the professional part of the relationship grows naturally.
And remember, consistency is key, just like this marathon. You can't just network when you're looking for a job. You should be building these bridges while you're already employed.
Right, because by the time you need a bridge, it might be too late to start building it.
We've covered a lot of ground here, from the hidden job market to the elevator pitch. Maya, I think I heard you use a few interesting phrases in there that might need a bit more explaining for our listeners.
You caught me. I definitely have some office lingo and idioms ready to break down. All right, Alex, let's get into the nitty-gritty. I used the phrase break the ice earlier. I think most people know what ice is, but we aren't literally freezing, are we?
Thankfully, no. To break the ice means to say or do something to relieve tension or get a conversation started in a strained or unfamiliar situation. In a formal setting, we might call this an opening remark.
Opening remark sounds like I'm giving a speech at the UN. I prefer breaking the ice. It feels more like I'm just being human. Speaking of being human, I also mentioned cold messaging.
That's a great one. In a professional context, cold means without a previous introduction or connection. The formal equivalent is unsolicited outreach.
Unsolicited outreach. That sounds like something I delete from my inbox immediately. But cold messaging is what everyone calls it on LinkedIn.
True. And what about when you said, oof? That's not exactly in the dictionary.
Oh, that's just an interjection. It's a sound we make to show sympathy or to acknowledge that something is difficult or overwhelming. Like, oof, that's a tough deadline. It makes you sound very natural and empathetic.
I agree. It bridges the gap between being a colleague and being a friend. One more from you, Maya. You mentioned social capital.
Right. Think of it like a bank account, but instead of money, it's filled with goodwill and trust from your network. You build it by helping others, and you spend it when you ask for a referral.
Very well put. In a formal report, you might see this referred to as professional leverage or interpersonal assets. But social capital is the standard term in sociology and business networking. Now, let's put these concepts into practice. Maya, let's pretend we are at a professional mixer for digital creators. I'm a shy graphic designer, and you're a marketing manager. Show me how to break the ice.
You got it. I'll start. Hi there. I couldn't help but notice your laptop skin. Is that a custom illustration or a specific brand?
Oh, hello. It's actually a design I did myself for a project last year.
No way. The color palette is incredible. It really stands out. Are you a full-time illustrator?
Thank you. I'm actually a graphic designer focusing on brand identity. I'm Alex, by the way.
I'm Maya. I work in marketing, so I'm always looking for designers who have a unique voice in their work. What brings you to this event?
Honestly, I'm trying to expand my network. I've been freelancing for a while, but I'm looking to connect with more agencies. It's a bit intimidating, to be honest.
I totally get that. Most of us feel like we're faking it until we make it. Look, I'm actually working on a campaign right now that needs a fresh look. Do you have a portfolio link or a business card?
I do. I have a QR code on my phone, or I can send you a quick cold message on LinkedIn so we stay connected.
Perfect. Send me the LinkedIn invite. Mention the laptop sticker in the note so I remember which Alex you are. There are a lot of Alexes out there.
See? That was painless. Notice how Maya started with a compliment about something specific, my laptop. It wasn't about work immediately, it was about an observation.
Exactly. And Alex was honest about being nervous. That's a vulnerability that actually makes people like you more. It's much better than acting like a know-it-all.
Before we wrap up day 5, we have a challenge for you.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Go onto LinkedIn or any professional platform and send one warm message. Not a cold one. Reach out to someone you already know, a former classmate or a previous colleague, and just say, "Hi, I saw your recent post/update. Hope you're doing well."
That's it. No favors, no asking for jobs, just building that social capital we talked about.
Let us know in the comments how it went. Did they reply? Did you feel the oof of nervousness? We want to hear it all.
That's all for today's session of the English Marathon. We hope this helped you get one step closer to fluency.
If you enjoyed this, please hit like and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel.
And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can join us every single day of this marathon. Stay consistent, and we'll see you tomorrow.